Let me just tell you a couple of things about myself. Why I think I can really share some knowledge with you guys is because I used to work in a law firm twice. First one was just law and consult, one of the medium tier law firm company with a headquarter in here in Bangkok. Their office is at Nana, and there I worked for a year. Um, I was more there like a paralegal secretary and communication development. Communication in the sense that back then it was still before the ChatGPT, and someone had to draft articles, uh, add those articles onto the websites, and also communicate with the clients. So, as my personal initiative, I was trying to get the clients, customers to to the company. My second experience with the law firm was related to the Benefit Partners French company, and there I was focused primarily on the BOIs, but I will cover that later in my presentation. So, without further ado, here is a table of what legal entities, let's put it this way, are available in Thailand. However, we primarily going to focus on the private company limited. So, because like sole entrepreneurship is not available for the foreigners. Other entities we disregard for now. Let's stick with the most possible and most realistic way. It's a company limited with the 4951 shareholders. Okay, so when you start company registration, the first thing any lawyer or any person who works in an accounting firm would ask you, please, sir or madam, provide me three names, three different names for the company. Your primary, secondary, and for just in case if the first and second will be occupied already, an alternative one. Let's assume you provided something, I don't know, Simon Incorporated, Company Limited, so it doesn't matter. Then person who will be assisting you with the company incorporation would ask your address, not your physical address where you're living right now, but you need to provide an address for the company. So I listed all the options which you possibly can think of registering your company here in Thailand. Like office building, it's very straightforward. You go to the admin and you say, could you please give me all the important set documents so that I can complete the registration? They'll do it. They have copies. They can do it on the spot. Co-working spaces, again, we go to the secretary or admin of that co-working space. You say, I would like to register the company. Or some co-working spaces, they offer an option to register the company. So it's kind of easy, very straightforward. More interesting is when you try to register if you live in a house. It could be either townhouse or a house or a condo. For the condo, I listed down the reasons why you should not. For the house, it's a little bit more trickier because you need to ask the Thai owner to provide not it's called not a Ban. It's a house registration form. Without that house registration form, lawyer or consultant would not be able to proceed. That's kind of important. So if you don't have those things, then strongly advisable, look for another alternative, look for another option. For condos, not advisable simply because condos have their own internal regulations and rules, and some of them are quite strict and against you running condo room or whatever it would be, a suite room run as a business entity. People will be come and go. That's the first reason. And second, I'm not 100% sure, but the second reason I'm guessing would be uh, at the point where you need to obtain the visa, they do have a random check, and the officers may come and see your office if it's real, if it's not, where's your station, where other people sit, and et cetera, including the your company side. And in a condo, it would be a bit problematic. All right. So let's say that we complete all the things about the address. The next thing would be a filing memorandum of association. Basically, it's a document in Thai says that Mr. XYZ, Mr. ZYX come together on this specific day, and we would like to open the company name XYZ, date, signature. That's pretty much it. Uh, I also included that the fees, the government fees that you would be charged. So usually, well, not usually, it's a law. So technically, uh, per each 100,000 baht, you'll be charged 50 baht. For 100,000 K registered capital of your company, you'll be charged 50 baht. And I put example, easy to calculate, easy to follow. So in most cases, unless it's a big company, you want to have a big company, in most cases, it will be 2 million registered capital, 2 million baht of registered capital. So you divide by 100, multiply by 50. So filing a memorandum of association would cost you 1,000 baht. Very cheap. Okay. Then company's objective. Usually, for example, in my case, when I was registering the company, we actually asked our clients to list down all the activities they think that the company may be involved with. And then based on that information, we would tailor it a little bit. Sometimes we may add, sometimes we may remove. It's needed for clarity from both sides, from the government and from third-party auditor, to see what your company does. Adding companies' objectives is not a big deal. It's You just go to the DBD office, local DBD office. You kill one day. It costs probably around 250 baht, but it's doable. Uh, so moving on, shareholders list and registered capital. Uh, so when you make a company, you would like to assign people who would be in your shareholder list. And by the title, of course, those people needs to be 18 plus years old. However, when you make a first step of registering the company, the initiators, they could be foreigners, at least 3 people. Then later, you switch you switch into the system where you have Thai director, 51% shareholders owner, and 49 could be you yourself. All these documents prepared by the uh, consultants, lawyer, or the accountant who knows how to open the companies. Okay. Um, I typically, right, let's move on. So after the steps I just mentioned a little bit before, you need to set up a statutory meeting. From the legal standpoint, it's kind of a big thing. A statutory meeting requires the attendance of all company founders and shareholders to decide and pay for the company's registered capital and make sure that there's no confusion, that everybody's on the one page. In reality, what happens, this statutory meeting paper documents is prepared in advance. All what is needed is just to come and in front of the lawyer, you put your signatures. The lawyer would tell you, okay, please, sir, put your sign here, 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 and there. That's it. Nothing rocket science. When these papers would be collected, the next is the physical submission of the application. Let's say that everything's fine and you get the company registration certificate, then you actually start physically operate the company. I don't know, sell, buy something, etc., etc., etc. During the first month, it's advisable to register the VAT. However, there are some There's some information which you definitely should know. First one is if the turnover is less than 1.8 million baht, you not necessarily need to have the VAT registered. However, there is a catch 22. If you need work permit, visas, etc., then you do need to register the VAT. So if your net volume per year is less than 1.8, VAT is not required. VAT is a value added tax. Then, considering the nature of your business, you may not, or may need to apply for the foreign business license or FBO. Why? Because even though it's a majority Thai-owned company, there is still a foreigner inside. And if that company would be involved in, let's say, retail industry or something else, you kind of clash with the restricted restricted business activities where foreigners are prohibited. Some of you might have heard that there are three lists, like strictly prohibited, partially prohibited, and you sort of, pay the fee and we will let you work in that industry. So this where the contradiction comes, and basically the FBL, it's a legal way out how you just pay the fee, and you just operate the business as usual. Depending on who is in charge, it may cost starting from 60, 70K up to 100, 120 and above if it's I don't know, Telek and Gibbons or McKinsey, those very big law companies. Okay, so previous two slides were simply about the process of the company registration. Now let's assume that all this has passed, and now this is a stage where you need to get your non-B visa and work permit. So considering that you have all these documents, I'm sure you've heard, like all of you heard, that you need to employ four Thai nationals in order to be granted one quota. Four Thai nationals, one quota for foreigner, with a 2 million registered capital. You may ask, what if I want to have two foreigners? Sure, then you need to find and employ eight Thai nationals, and your registered capital needs to be at least 4 million baht. What's the process? Step one, first step is that you get non-B for 90 days. During these 90 days, you get the work permit. Work permit is not the visa. Don't Many foreigners get confused. Visa is a 90 days first one. Then work permit. Work permit basically tells you that you allowed to work. And then based on your work permit, you need to extend your visa for the duration of the work permit. Usually it's a 1 year, but sometimes it could be less. This is three important steps. Okay, so now most of you would be like, okay, good, very well. Information has been received, very well taken. Maybe some of you made the notes. What about the costs? How much does it cost to run or at least open the company? This is from my ex-employee, one of the ex-employees. Let me describe the company. They position themselves as international, but it's a fairly small company. And by small company, I mean that not more than 10 people are in the office, and this is including the courier and um, including the secretary. So altogether around 10 people. And this is the prices. So company and corporation 35, it's average on the market. You can find cheaper, you can find more expensive, but more or less it's 30, 35K. So shareholder assistance 1 year, what it means in case if you need a Thai director, that's how much they charge. Bank account per each bank. Those of you who've been living in Thailand for a very long time, you may know that opening a bank account, you just, if you have all the documents with you, you just go, you walk in into the bank and they register it, with it's not even a fee. It's like they ask you to put 500 baht, 600 baht into the bank account. So because those who've been in Thailand just maybe recently or been here for a couple of months, they may not know this information, but technically it's kind of free. You just only pay the bank's fee only. All right, Social Security and VAT registration, 10,000. Yeah, because it needs to be done for you and for your employees. Now that's where they make a money. One work permit application and tax ID, 25K. One non-B immigrant, this would be preparing the documents so that you can leave and return with a non-B visa. In this case, it was Laos. Extend 1 year visa, 35K, altogether 140. Government fees, in case if you do have your office, then you deduct 21,400 baht. But in case if you don't have, sure, that's not a problem. Legal companies, legal offices, they do offer some services. They even can register a company on the same at the same office, at the same spot, the same building. Question is how much they would charge for that. So back then, what we did is we cooperated with the one sort of a virtual co-working space. The price was fairly cheap because on the market you can easily find something around 5-6,000 baht per month. Here we had a exclusive deal, 21,400 per year, and the address would be registered there. Company incorporation services with two stamps. Two stamps is needed because one would be given to you. Second stamp would be kept at the law office. Non-immigrant visa, the cost of the non-B visa itself, 2,000 baht. Work permit, the cost is 3,100. Non-immigrants for 1 year extension, 2,000, and reimbursement and transportation expenses for the lawyer, 5,000 baht. So altogether, 41,950. Kind of straightforward. But now this is the area where some people they don't really know that there are some hidden costs because yeah, it's all good, but if it's a professional company, you need to do your accounting and you need to pay your tax. And that's where the significant amount comes in too. So on left hand side, it's a payroll. Uh, any accountant or legal firm or accounting company, they would be charging you per month. The cheapest one would be around 2,000, 2,500 baht per month. And the maximum, I mean, sky are the limits. Because depending on how many transactions per month you may have, as you can see, accounts fees up to 30 transactions. Here we put 30 per categories, but like 30 transactions per month. So what is transaction? Transaction means you buy or sell something and you have to formally do the bookkeeping so that single transaction with the invoice, quotation, payment receipts would be put in a folder, physical folder, Google Disk, somewhere else, but that transaction would be fixed. And in case if the revenue department would say, where did this million came from, you can extract the information and show it to them. So remember when a few slides ago, I was mentioning that you need to have at least 4 Thai employees in order to get the work permit. You do need to pay tax for them too. It's not ending there. You cover the income tax and you pay for the SSO. And as you can see the breakdown, the total per year would be around 58,800 baht. Okay, so totaling in a little bit lower than 30K per year. That's how much your operational, a fully legit, fully operational with 4 employees, tax would be paid, VAT, bank books, etc., etc. Of course, if you have your own office, subtract like 21,000 baht, which would be 26 something, but still a significant amount for for running your own company. This is why it's very advisable if you already have your clients and your clients are demanding that you show them um, they demanding that they can process your payments when they pay for your service, that they do the bookkeeping in a proper way and then demand that you register the company. Probably then that's when you can do it. Otherwise, you really need to consider costs. So do we have any feasible alternatives apart from this? Yes, we do. And this is where my specialty came from. The second company where I used to work too. It's a board of investment. So it's a department in Thai government which handles direct investments into Thailand. What does it do and how does it work? Basically, any foreign national, if he wants to invest into specific industry, those industries have criterias, but if the person wants to invest into expanding factory, something else, sure, uh, your funds would be more than welcome and would be very well received. The minimum capital investment requirement of each project is at least has to be 1 million baht, and this is excluding cost of land and working capital. So it's it means that not including the expense on the employees, renting offices, and etc. etc. The budget that you need to prepare should be at least 1 million baht. So in reality, it means that plus the salaries, plus office, rental office, other expenses, etc., it would be significantly more than just 1 million baht. But in return, you'll get a very juicy incentives, starting from the tax incentives, goes all the way to the non-tax incentives. Tax incentives. If it's something rocket science, like literally R&D, nanotechnology, bio, uh, chemical production, something else, you may get up to 13 years of corporate income tax reduction. Also, if you need to import raw materials, machineries, etc., they give you discounts. For non-tax incentives, it means that you would be able to hold 100% ownership of your company as long as it runs under the BOI promotion. So that's right. You do not need to have Thai nominees or Thai directors. It can be 100% yours. You can uh, you can get as many foreigners as you wish to, as long as you put that into your business plan when you apply for the BOI promotion. But let's say that you would like to get hypothetical number 5. Let's say 5 foreign employees, and they're uh, high executive level, 5 foreigners. So you would need to have a lot of Thai members in your office too in order to get the quotas. But under the BOI, you put it into the business plan. They may or may not mention that, okay, it would be one on one, like quota one ratio 1 to 1, where one foreigner, one Thai. But sometimes they're like, okay, you need to have 5 foreign staff. Sure, go ahead. But would there be any Thai employees? And usually there are. If you're running company here in town, the secretary would be a Thai person, like maybe driver, I don't know, like cleaning lady, someone else, accountants would be a Thai person. So you there is no way how you would run a 100% company with only foreign employees. It's just impossible. You're definitely gonna get one or two people, local people for sure. Okay. Uh this is I just want to show you because based on the technology, uh it would give you a different incentives. So if it's something heavily technology involved, and by technology I mean not necessarily digital technology, but uh, pharmaceutical, for example, or research and development, or aeronautic, or robotic, or something advanced automotive, you may have get like 10 to 13 years of not paying corporate income tax, exemption of import duties on machinery, exemption of import duties on raw materials used in research and development, etc., 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 plus non-tax incentives. And in the BOI book, they do have gradation. So more advanced technology, more incentives, less. So therefore, you're getting less years and less incentives. So they do have different industries, and most popular inquiries while I was in a law firm, it was about the professional services. Second column on the right, third from bottom. Professional services, TISO and IBC. TISO stands for the Trades Investment Support Office. Basically, when you would like to import, sell, run your warehouse. I'm not sure about the retail sale, but you could sell for sure. Technical support, it could be IT support, it could be something else, digital support. There are some requirements, but usually that's the most feasible, the most easy way to get into the BOI if you have your business back in your home and you would like to, expand, build up another office here. IBC stands for the International Business Center. It's a pretty much the same compared to the TISO, except International Business Center must receive uh, projects and payments from the head office. So if you have a multilateral corporation, I don't know, like a really large corporation with a few branches, with the HQ somewhere in New York, and you want to have another office here in Bangkok, then IBC is the way to go, definitely. Okay. Uh, so this is the process. Um, Simply speaking, like when you apply for the BOI, yeah, first of all, if you have your idea, you definitely take a look on the information. You read what is available, on which criteria you can fit in. Then you submit the application. Then what happens next is the project confirmation. When project confirmation means when they receive your documents, they acknowledge that and they interview. So, but don't worry, like I'm capable enough. I have two solid BOI cases behind my back. One of the BOI case I managed, it was the French automotive company. Investment was 4 million euro. They managed to get it. Unfortunately, it wasn't 5 years corporate incentive tax. It was 3 years incentive tax, but still. So they would interview. You would need to prepare. Usually, we help you to prepare the business plans. We coach you what to say, how to say to the BOI officer, and then the project analysis. So if it's under 200 million baht, don't worry, it goes very smooth. If it's more than that, then it's a slightly different procedure. It just they may ask for more details. Once they decide if it's a go or not to go, they would issue notification of consideration results, basically saying that yes, you passed and you can proceed to the next steps. The next steps are the most challenging. Why? Because when you propose in a business plan the things which you would like to do, then you need to deliver them because they will take a look at what you told them, what you promised you would do, and whether you delivered those promises or not. How are they gonna you I mean, very obviously you may say like, what if I'll say like I'm gonna invest 100 million, but 100 million baht, but realistically speaking, I would end up with a 10 million baht. How are they gonna check it? Like they would never know. No, they will. Why? Because all these processes must be documented through the revenue department. And BOI works hand in hand with the revenue department. That's how they get their data. So once you promise something in a BOI business plan, at the end, you need to deliver. If let's say you estimated that your initial investment would be 10 million baht, fine. They would be waiting 10 million baht that you invest, you transfer back from your home and bring it to Thai bank. That the local bank would confirm that money has been received. It's on a on under your name or under the company's name account. And then they would issue the final step. They would issue the promotional certificates saying that yes, your company is running under the BOI promotion. However, in this specific case, you may start hiring foreigners much earlier than that. Basically, as soon as you get to the step number 5, you would be able to open the company and start hiring the staff without having 4-to-1 ratio. So pros and cons, despite the incentives, there are some downsides of having BOI promotion. One of the thing, few of the things, the first one is people think that the BOI promotion is given to the whole company. For example, let's say that you're doing import export and then you import something to Thailand and then you want to distribute and then you decided, oh, why not? I'll just do a retail sale as well. No, I'll just on the first floor, I would open a small shop and I would start selling. No, it doesn't work this way. You have to clearly describe your business process. If it's a import export, then okay, let's say initially your import exports would be focusing on something in bulk, something relates to the storing goods in a warehouse. So you go there, I'm buying in Ghana, I'm importing to Thailand, I'm storing these goods in Ghana, and then uh, local businesses buy from me. Okay, fair enough. If somehow at some point you realize that selling by yourself would be much easier and cheaper, and you try to distribute to, let's say, from 7-Elevens, that business activity won't be supported. That means under that business, specific business activity, you need to open another company limited. Okay. Another downside is the accounting is a bit more complex, so that reflects on the experience, accounting experience. Usually, the starting price for accounting, if it's a company, you outsource the company, it may go up to 5-6 thousand baht. If it's a BOI related accountancy, it goes up to 10K if you outsource, but if you would like to hire a full-time, price is a little bit higher, much higher. So we have good thing about the company limited and a bad thing about it. Just as for the BOI, we have pros and cons here as well. So the entry level into the BOI is slightly higher, but it gives you more incentives. And comparing to the company limited, it's less expensive, I would say. If you really want to run your business. But it gives you more pressure in a sense that you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that tax, SSO, you need to have the Thai employees. What if I don't have a Thai employees? How am I going to find them? Would the company be able to support me? I mean, the law firm, would they be able to support me with the Thai nominees? Um, all these, it's kind of like a big, big thing, because if you don't have a Thai employees, then your visa simply will be extended. So what some law companies, what they do is they offering the Thai nominees, you you enroll them with the past date, you pay 3 months for the tax and social securities, just so that you can receive your work permit extension for 1 year, and then you file them. And then the cycle may repeats again next year. That's one of the options. For now, last time when I was doing that legal loophole was still existed. As of now, not really sure. Would need to double check. And that was pretty